Nintendo the Lone Star Halo, brought to you in part by Noble L Works, just outside of Anaheim Stadium and the Pond, or the Honda Center, where you can get drink specials just by mentioning Halos in the infield. Also brought to you in part by 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets is a place to go to get 10% off of any ticket purchase just by also mentioning HITI, Halos in the infield. Now enjoy the
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo Hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo Hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox post-game podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Todd Fox postgame show here on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network, brought to you in part by 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets, and also Noble L Works. Now, gotta love it tonight because the Angels get a double dose to the Florida/Miami Marlins by beating them 7-4, coming back from 4-0 down. We're going to break it all down. Silseth's disappointing starts. Suarez is kind of struggles out of the pen, but holding it together. Some errors, some misplays early, but that did not harm the Angels in the long run because they made the Marlins look like the Angels, and I'll get into that as we go along. But happy Monday to you. Hopefully you're enjoying your Cesar Chavez day off if you had the privilege, as some of my clients did. Hopefully you enjoyed your Monday and enjoyed this game. The Angels beat the Marlins 7-4. We're down 4-0, and I'm jaded as all hell. Until something like this good happens to our Angels, I usually sit back and say, well, there goes the game, and kind of just watch with no to little optimism moving forward. But hey, you know what? The Angels rallied, and they showed you something a little bit here tonight. Now, granted, it's against the Miami Marlins, who have stumbled out the gate. Now they are 0-5. Pittsburgh's 5-0, but do you think the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to go undefeated? Do you think the Marlins are going to go winless all year? No. They're going to turn around, get the streak going. They had some tough luck losses the first couple games against the Pirates themselves, and they played us pretty good to start this game out. And let's talk about how that game started out, shall we? We had a good pitching matchup with a rookie Myers going against Silseth. Myers looked to get, he got the first set the batters, the Angels in the first inning, 1-2-3, and then the Marlins came out right away. Silseth was walking guys, had control problems, gave up a couple clutch hits to the Marlins, who do have a lineup that's pretty good with Arias, Bell, Berger, Chisholm, De La Cruz, Sanchez, Anderson, Gordon, Betancourt. That's a lineup that can put together some rallies and get some runs. And they did in that first inning and put up a 4 spot, nearly got more. And he pitched about 36 pitches in that first inning. And you're thinking, damn, he's having a Sandoval start. It's not that good. We're in trouble going forward. But the Angels, got a run. They put got a leadoff double by Ward, knocked him in, basically moved him to third and then scored him on a sacrifice or whatever. I think it was a ground ball. Got the run in. It was 4-1, and you're still thinking, okay, we just traded 4 runs and got 1 back. It's still not feeling too good. But then Mike Trout came up actually in the 4th inning, top of the 4th, and went deep, getting you that home run to make it 4-2 Angels, or 4-2 Marlins. And at that point, still Silseth had gotten out of another jam. He gave you 3 innings pitched in this one. And let's look at his numbers. 3 innings pitched, 4 runs, 5 hits. Most of that damage was in the first inning, although he had to walk later on. But he had 5 strikeouts. It's a forgettable start for him. And you hope that, he looks at this as a positive. He came out there and probably pitched one of his worst games in his young, short career, but he had the backing of his team, something that wouldn't have happened last year. As we saw on a couple occasions, he had a couple rough outings and they just didn't give him any run support, or he had a 2-0 deficit. They didn't give him no run support. So it's nice to see that the Angels came through in that regard. A big thumbs up to the bullpen. The bullpen held it down tonight. 6 innings of scoreless ball, and they only allowed 4 hits throughout those 6 innings. And they did give up a couple walks, 2 in total by Suarez, but Suarez was able to throw a real gutsy pitch to get that strikeout and to not load the bases at a particular time when it was looking kind of dicey. He also had 2 strikeouts. Simber came in, worked a very impressive inning in the 2/3, getting a strikeout. Matt Moore. How about Matt Moore? Boy, did we miss him last year. It hurt a lot of Angel fans. As I did the post games last year, a lot of people did not like the fact that we gave away Moore, but it kind of made sense, but we didn't get nothing back for him. And the good thing is we wind up signing him back in free agents. We would like to have seen Boustakis and someone else come over back from free agency, and, you know, a guy that played with us last year. But it is what it is. Matt Moore is going to be a nice addition, re-addition to this bullpen, helping him go forward. And he pitched a nice 8th inning. We didn't have Soriano from the 3 innings yesterday. And then Carlos Estevez, you know, gave up that single to start, but then got the nice double play. And then to close it out with the nice play in the outfield, shallow outfield to end the game. And Estevez gets his 2nd consecutive save. But before all that happened, we were deadlocked at 4-2. But then not Mike Trout, but Shonawell. And Shonawell's father, dude, he has his eyes, man. He looks just like his son looks just like his father. And he made him proud today in the stands by going deep, making it 4-3. And Gooby was like losing one because he's like, oh boy, look at that home run right there. That's the kind of power we need from Shonawell. You don't need the power, but that just goes to show you that later on in the game, he was willing to bunt. He's willing to do those Darren Erstad things that we want from a Shonawell type player, ShamWow. And we think he can be that kind of player. And he'll give you some occasional pop. You don't need to be, you know, like most of our Bally's guys do, like, hey, you got to show that home run. Hey, you got to show that home run. But hey, you know what? It came through because he just put the bat on the ball. He wasn't looking to drive the ball. He just put the fat head of the bat on the ball and it took off. So it shows you he's got the power, but he's going to be that doubles gap hitter. He's going to be a guy who could stretch a double into a triple, but either way, he hit a home run and made it 4-3. And before you could even like settle down and start thinking, okay, we need to rally, we need to get Trout on. It's 4-3. And then Gooby says something really smart. He says, hey, you know, this is the type of pitcher that Trout wants to see. And I thought he was just doing the whole Bally spiel about, you know, oh, we got to see another home run and Mike Trout, blah, blah, blah. And boy, oh boy, Bally's was busting a nut all over your television, because when Mike Trout hit that home run, I was like, God damn, that's a far home run. I mean, with that ugly like marlin fish thing that used to be there, it would have like went way over that shit. I mean, it literally nearly left the stadium. And believe me, Bally's would not let you hear the end of it. They were showing, hey, this is the 5th longest home run ever hit in Miami. Hey, you know, like, let's show that Mike Trout home run again. Mike Nelson Trout. And then my favorite Gooby line, which is awesome, which you know, because, you know, him and Jack in the Box, you know, last year it was Snoop Dogg having that munchie meal, him wanting that brownie with Snoop Dogg. This year, it's hey, that Mike Trout ball, that was a smash burger home run. I'm like, oh my God, Gooby. Come on, man. You got more cheese on that comment than that's actually on the smash burger itself when they show the close-up. But either way, it was fantastic. I was looking past the cheese, and I was actually loving Gooby's commentary at the time, because it's exciting, because this is what we talked about in the offseason. If you're going to take away our Ohtani, if you're going to take away our other toys and give us like shit and start us all over, we want to be competitive. We want to play hard. We want to be in games. 4-0 would have been a death sentence to this team last season. 4-0 would be game over. You know, you might as well start watching something else, figure out what's going to happen after the 6th inning. But hey, again, I'm not taking too much into it. I'm not reading too much into it, but I do like the way they've played the last couple of games, and again, they didn't put together a lot of hits like I would have liked to. When they actually got a chance to actually blow the game open in the 8th inning, you get the base, and this is my only complaint again, you get the bases loaded, right? And they got so goddamn lucky because I'm over there telling my dad and Steve Lease, who are watching the game with me, I don't like Ward in this situation. Steve Lease is like, oh no, but he's been hot. He's got 2 home runs. I'm like, I don't care about the home runs. Can he get the ball over the infielder's head? As soon as I said that, ground ball to second base. And if it wasn't for the dude thinking about throwing it before he actually fielded it, Rendon was a dead duck at home, but luckily he scores the go-ahead run. Then she's like, well, it's okay. We still got second and third. What happens next? Drury swings on the first goddamn pitch and grounds it right to freaking third base. And then they go home, get the out right there at ShamWow. And then Hicks again swings at the first goddamn pitch, grounds out. This is a Tanner Scott who is struggling at this point to find the strike zone, and you bail him out. I did not like those approaches by Ward. What's his name? I just brought it. By those hitters, I did not like the fact that they went bam, 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 and bailed that pitcher out. You had him by the throat right there, and we could have got more runs in. But I will give credit where credit is due. A guy who is a piece of shit actually had quite the at bat against against Scott, forcing him to pitch 10 pitches and working a walk that I didn't think he was capable of doing. So I will give him that, as he's 0 for 16 and a walk this season, or 2 walks this season. That 1 walk was huge because it ignited that rally. And then of course the Angels get a Bach gift run to make it 6-4. And then they get a nice little RBI single by Joe Adell with the infield in. And there, that's all she wrote. And so you get 7 unanswered by the Angels. And this is something that Angel fans are used to seeing the other team do. This is usually the other team will spot us a couple runs and we feel all good about ourselves because we hit a few Han Solos and we're up 3-0 and flexing our muscles. But then the offense forgets to hit the rest of the game. The other team chips away, puts up a few runs, and before you know it, we're down 3 or 4 in the 9th inning. This is totally different. This time we spot the other team 4 and we look like shit as a starting pitching staff. And then all of a sudden the bullpen comes in and saves the day. So again, Suarez was a little bit shaky, but once you got past him, it was pretty much, we shut him down the rest of the game. So I'm very happy to get this win under our belt, because tomorrow's game, Luzardo versus our boy, why do I keep freaking forgetting his name? Anderson. Anderson's such an easy name, and I want to call him Meyer or something else always, and that's why I always forget his name. Tyler fucking Anderson goes against Luzardo tomorrow. Luzardo had a really good start, 8 strikeouts against the Pirates the other day. He's going to be opposing Tyler Anderson tomorrow. We all know how we feel about Tyler Anderson, so if you're looking at a game, we did a podcast last night about the Orioles series, and then started in on the series here with the Miami Marlins, and all 3 of us predicted 2 out of 3 Rally Chris special wins against the Marlins. However, we all predicted them to drop tomorrow's game. So I'm hoping we're wrong, because I really would. I feel if we can beat Tyler Anderson, they got that puck guy in game 3 who's a fringe reliever / starter. He's a fill-in guy. And if we get any good start from Sandoval, a redemption start, we possibly could sweep the Marlins. So that would be fantastic. But we got to take care of tomorrow first. I'm really hoping Tyler Anderson will give us something tomorrow and we can get that W and go above 500 for the first time and maybe the only time all year. But, I'm just being optimistic. I'm taking it one game at a time again. I'm not predicting this team to win to be 500, but surprise me. Like James said on the podcast, I just want to be surprised. None of us picked them to be over 500, but if they do stuff like this, that keeps you, watching, that keeps you excited, that keeps you wanting to see more from this team. The way that Ron Washington's managing, to the way that the players look different. We saw bunt attempts, we saw stolen bases. That's new. That's stuff that's been a part of baseball for decades, for centuries. However, with the Angels, it was thrown away a few years ago when Smokin' Joe took the job and Numbnuts Nevin kept it going with their dumbass analytics, and they got away from small ball. I'm loving the return of that. I'm hoping it sticks to this team. I'm hoping they get better as a team. I don't want to see what we saw in game 1 and game 2. I want to see what we saw in game 3 and game 4, better approaches to the plate, in-game management changes during the game, strategy, bringing in guys to give a fresh look. I like that. Let's continue that, please. That is a breath of freaking fresh air, and that gets me excited as an Angel fan. You know, it gets my nipples very percolated. So let's talk about some awards, and let's talk about the Golden Stamos, which is given away by the worst broadcaster of all time, who today in the comments from yesterday's show, I had a few Halo honks get on there and try to ride my ass about, you're being too mean to Roger. He's so nice. He's been with AM 830 for 15 years. Oh, leave him alone. It's like, oh, because you got a family 4-pack, he's your savior. If you want to be told lies all your life, and you know, you must believe in Santa Claus still, because that's the equivalent of Roger Lodge. He's the parent that still has the kids, which is the Halo honks, believing that this team's going to go to the World Series. So, and that Santa is real. That is Roger Lodge to Halo honks. I'm just putting that out there. But he's given us Golden Stamoses to give to the best player on the field, and I think there's only one person you can give that to tonight. Of the night, and that would be Mike Nelson Trout. 2 for 4, 2 home runs and a walk, 2 gigantic home runs there in Miami to first set the tone, get the Angels back in the game, feeling a little bit good about themselves. Again, you would love to see him hit home runs with men on base, but Han Solo struck again because no one could get on base when he hit those home runs. But it's okay. It's okay, because those runs did count. The one got them a little bit closer. The bullpen held it together. After Shonawell's home run, Trout did what he did, which a lot of people, including myself, have said he's lacked over the last few years, which is clutch hits. And he proved me wrong tonight with a clutch home run to tie the game. So there you go right there. Kudos, my man, to Mike Trout. Mike Trout hopefully is back. All that talk about him wanting to be back to the most elite baseball player in the league. He wants to be MVP caliber again. Well, damn it, you're off to a pretty good damn start, and I'm proud of you, my man. So a big home run here for him tonight. Now let's talk about who was the worst player on the field tonight. You had a few that we could nominate, but we only have one winner on this show.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos, ow.
Ow. But tonight's Nacho Night award goes to Tanner Scott. You could have gave it to Soriano, who gave up both home runs to tie the game. But in the game where you really needed one of your better relievers, which he supposedly is, Tanner Scott, he pitched 1 inning, 1 run, 3 walks. Now, again, this could have been a whole lot worse had you got better approaches at the plate by certain hitters like Drury and Hicks and was it Ward, when they had their opportunities with the bases loaded, nobody out to really put a dent in this game, in a tie game. But it is what it is. The Angels still escape with a 3-run lead. But, you know, in the long, I mean, hindsight being what it is, those were terrible at bats, which bailed out Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott could have been, responsible for 4 or 5 runs tonight, but he got off with only 1 run. But he did get tagged with his second loss. The win goes to Adam Simber in relief, and the Angels do come back and defeat the Miami Marlins in Miami 7-4. A couple guys I wanted to bring up again, not only Shonawell with a home run, he worked 2 walks, keeping that streak alive in front of his family. Neto was there in front of his family getting a single. That was great. He had a lot of people there for him. Adele got that RBI single. Ohapi had a really deep triple, and he would later come in and score. But that one that I think Gordon took one off the face. I'm kind of mad as we are so, upset with those, or we're highly critical when players have head injuries of the past, how they would just be like, oh, suck it up, buttercup, and stay in the game, right? And now we're more, as a fan base, or as sports doctors, are faster to pull the trigger and say, hey, you know what, that player, especially in the NFL, took a hard hit, got up a little bit weird, take him out of the game, let's examine him. You could see it sometimes in basketball and soccer now. And I think baseball's kind of dropped the glove or the ball, when, no pun intended, when it comes to something like this, because I don't know about you, but when Gordon hit his head off there, I'm like, oh, he's out of the game. Because that's a hard, watching a lot of football without a helmet right there and going off a scoreboard, which I don't know if you know, but that is not a mesh right there. It's sort of like a metal plastic, not quite all metal, but it's a hard plastic for the screen. It's an actual screen right there in the outfield wall fence. And he went head first into it. And he's running really, really fast. I thought for sure they would take him out just for a precautionary. And I was kind of upset with the Marlins right there. They didn't do that. And not because it had anything to do with the game and his at bat was going to kill the Angels had he stayed in. It was nothing like that. It's just for the player's safety, man. I mean, I'm not even a Marlins fan, and I'm like, bro, take him out, man. Like that's at least take him under the doctor's wing down there, get his head examined, make sure he doesn't have a concussion. My girl's brother got into an accident the other day. He didn't even know he had a concussion, and dangerously went to sleep. You know what I mean? And was throwing up, and they had to take him into the doctor. I mean, he didn't feel like he had a concussion, but that sucker crept up on him. So that kind of stuff can happen. So for player safety and nothing to be, a head injury is nothing to be messed with. So I was kind of disappointed in the Marlins right there that they did not take care of their own right there and think about why didn't anyone think of the children? They should have took care of Gordon right there, no doubt. So with that being said, let's get into some of these comments. JT says the season starts tomorrow. No, it started the other day, damn it. And they got off with the season starting. The Angels, we didn't have to yell at our TVs this.
What the hell's going on out here?
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Instead, we heard a ton of it. After every goddamn home run. Let's see. The season begins tonight. I want balls and balls, Jason Hess says. Let's see. I'm starting to believe Ryan Gosling part of the show. Marty says Rendon's got to take a break. He's too tired. Trout of here. John Todd 22 says Todd Fox's team is has no starting pitching, but they have some heart. That's what we want. And eventually the starting pitching will be like, let's pull our head out of our ass and start to play. And maybe if they play, they can match the intensity by the rest of the team if the intensity can continue to go. Remember the Marlins? Hell yeah, took the win. Smash that like button, folks. Yes, please do. That helps us out a lot. First time at 500 this early in the season. Never felt something like this, Oscar says. Gosling says Angels are 2-0 since that meeting. Great substitutions, Lakers fans from Japan. Also, the starting pitching is 50-50 so far. Dan Rios says, we won. Light that baby up and play some Stukas over Disneyland for the first time. That's going to be something that's going to come up here pretty soon. Because I I don't know if I have that song downloaded right now. Anaheim Angels made it. What is it? The Marlins 0-5 right there. David Rosca says. Also, Jason Hess says, wait, what? A rally? And then Ron needs to bench Rendon. I love that one, 007 Halo. Marty says, after seeing Goofy Bat Boy in the dugout, I understand why Ohtani left. The kid is such a goofball. Jim says, wait, 0-16 for Rendon? Yes, but he did get that big-time walk. And then Japanese writing, I think, says, I think Silseth got messed up. My bad calls and early, or by bad calls, or early and that air. Whatever it was, my man, he did lose focus. Neto's group was half the stadium, Lakers fan says in Japan. Also, thank goodness this year, no more Bat Boy. Boy, Marty hates that Bat Boy from last year. Jason Hess says, Ball Boy playing better than Rendon. Ray Ochoa checks in with, hey, would have only allowed 2 runs. Neto gets an out on that attempted double play. That's true, and that's 2 big errors already for Neto. Remember when everyone was so scared about our other players making errors? Jim Hoyt says, great event by the Angels for season seat holders. He was texting me. He took pictures with Roger Lodge, and his grandson took them with Chuck Finley and a few other people. So he had a good time at Angel Stadium today. John 22 says, should have had two. Oh, I already did that one right there. Kennedy Finley writes, we're there talking to all the fans. Eric Ward says, good win for the starting to good win, but our starting rotation is still shit. Perry needs to be on the phone ASAP. We've been talking about that a long time, Eric, and we've been wanting that, but not getting it. Washington took Suarez out just in time. Absolutely, Facebook user right there. Marty says also Perry needs to go nothing but a puppet he's nothing but a no good puppet and a drunken owner. Also, he's the GM. Artie just signs the checks. Perry needs to scout the free agent market. He does. John 22 says, love Gooby. Fernando says, we will be right back after we talk about the Jack in the Box smash burger.
We got to talk about that smash burger. If you thought you were hungry last year with a brownie from Snoop Dogg and smoking all that hey-ya, well, wait till you try the smash burger. It's going to smash your face, smash your stomach, and smash your anus when it comes out. Oh boy, Jack in the Box, you can get that thing breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Hey, do you see that home run?
Boy, that's Gooby right there. Trout's breaking the home run record this year. He says, nail it. You can put it to the ball. Yes. Dan Real says, I could only get Miami Bally's free streams. I'm not paying billionaires to watch baseball. Don't do it, by the way. There is plenty of free streams. Just avoid. Do your homework before you do them, and don't get any ones that have a lot of advertisements, and make sure you have that, what's that called? The thing to protect your internet. Hicks sucks. I agree with that. Mario says Trout could have got the hat trick. We got to trade him. Just kidding. Big 20's worried about phone calls. Back to 500, baby. Marty says we sweep the Marlins. We're going to the World Series. Detroit Tigers 4-0 right now against 4-0 against the Mets. And Detroit's off to a nice little start right there. JT says, I guess Ron Washington's team meeting worked. Lakers fan says, part of me wants Adele and Rendon to switch places in the lineup. Part of me doesn't want to fuck things up. Well, you know what? Anyway, I would love, like Angel's grandma first brought it out. She's like, hey, you know what? I would like to see him at the top of the order, meaning Adele, which I kind of would like to see that too. I don't like the Rendon experiment. I would like to see Rendon at number 8, to be honest. To be fair, Anderson looked really good in spring training. I think he had more strikeouts than innings pitched as well. And that's fine, but again, I got to see that in the regular season. Let's see, Shonawell, Homer, Q, Bally's. You mean this little melody right here? So I am getting the soundboard together. It's taking a minute. I'm trying to get it to where I don't have to switch off. I have to switch off from the comments to do it. And that's what sucks right now using StreamYard. So eventually I'll get it right. I'm going to use a third-party app, and then I can get back to reading comments and doing all that stuff and playing whenever I want to. Enough with the honk. And then I could also be like, he gone. Or I could really give the people what they want and what Roger wants.
It's pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
There you go. Let's see. Also, let's go on here. She wants to already play the home runs right there. Rendon right there. Gosling says, dude, I hit the ball, Nevin. And that's Matt Theis from last year. He is the Spicoli of baseball. And you know what he did again today, which is something that pissed me off, which did hurt Silseth, which I forgot all about. So you reminded me, Anna. Thank you very much. Anna right there. Shout out to her. That whole catcher's interference bullshit with a glove again. I mean, it is catching 101. And again, somehow, some way, Theis 3 times in 2 seasons has done that. And this is not even the second season. He gets one start and he's like, oh my God, Nevin, I messed up. And Ron's like, it's Washington. Ron Washington. Nevin, my hand hurts. The bat hit my glove. Oh God, Theis. How is he a part of this season? I have no idea. Let's see. Soccer boys go straight to the tent for a checkup and tripping on a blade of grass. That is true. They go to the ER. 2 home run game for Trout. I think Roger Lodge is in bed having a cigarette after the excitement. Oh boy, wait till if you actually have the balls to listen to his show tomorrow, how terrible it is. Wait till you see he's going to be like, okay, now here's this first home run that I played 4 times in the first 2 minutes of this show after all the filler I gave you. And I've still said that I'm taking your phone calls now, but I won't take them for 2 more hours. Now let me play the second home run. James, can you please fire up that home run? James. And then after he hits the home run, he goes, boy, that ball is still traveling right now. Hey, let's play that again. That is going to be tomorrow all the way. The season continued today. One Jet Spot says the Angels' grandma checks in with Joe Adele, does it again in the top of the 9th. Ohapi and Adele are brought in late and they produce. Let's go, Angels. I could hear her rallying right now. David says Florida Marlins have 2 World Series in 97 and 2003. Don't remind me, David, because that is one of the youngest teams in all of baseball, and they magically have 2 home runs. Trevor Turco says, get Hicks off the team, play Adele. I totally agree with that all the way, Trevor. That is a good comment right there. I do not and have not liked that Hicks move. He sucks. Also, Nacho Knight should be Aaron Loop. He's long gone, thank God. Angela says, I like Adele coming late. There you go. That's what she said. Also, Nacho Knight for real, Rendon. And then the Angels won, no joke. Also, there was a rumor that Hicks was arguing with Trout, and Trout began being lazy going after a ball. And the rumor, but Terry Smith alluded to that on the broadcast days ago. Also, that might have been the problem. That might have been the problem that happened before the team meeting. Who knows? Some of these former Yankees are pretty heady. Season starts tonight, Rogers says, and I'm sure he's already said that about the season already, but he's good for it whenever you ask him when it starts.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
There you go. Let's see. Also, Theis back in the dugout. Nevin, you got me. The fan rocking. Now where's my weed? Good or bad, I like seeing the young kids playing in Adele and Moniak instead of Hicks. Let the kids play. Balls, and Mike Trout. So there's one of your balls right there.
I was pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
Mike Trout. Let's see. Also, should we start to believe, Ryan says, I think we should take that as one game at a time, one day at a time. Eric says, I'm waiting for Artie to call in, drunk and satisfied. I bet he celebrates by picking up a few hookers and an 8-ball. I think he goes by 16 balls, not 8 balls. Trout got called lazy, and he's taking it personally today. Ooh, Theis needs to go back to first base. Florida Marlins would have won a repeat 2004 World Series instead of the Red Sox. They could have, would have, should have had they kept the team together. Let's see. Also, Nacho Knight Award goes to Squid. Yeah, he's honorary. Thank you, Alfonso, for reminding me of Again, there's some fans that will say, I've never hated an Angel. As long as they wore that jersey, I've loved them. No matter what they did, no matter how they played. And that's fine for some Angel fans. And I love the player too, as long as they're wearing our jerseys, and I'll root for him and everything. But I've never hated someone more than Squid. Anytime I saw him in the game, whether it was relief or, just a pinch runner, I knew he would fuck it up somehow. If he's starting a game, if he's playing in a game, I'm like, automatically just give us a loss. Like he's just bad juju. And the fact that we kept him for so long and we played him so many games over players that have far more talent is just beyond me. And what goes to show you how much he sucks and how much we suck of evaluating players. I mean, all you have to do is put Squid the cockroach out of the way. Just think about, we're the dumbasses that gave Rendon all that money, knowing damn well he hates baseball. So there you have that, as far as how smart we are, as far as, analyzing players and their personalities. And then you look at Squid. He couldn't sniff the starting lineup on any other team he played for. He played for half a dozen teams before he got to us. And then has he done anything since we got rid of him? Nope. But when he was here, you couldn't take him out of the lineup. It was ridiculous. See, Artie is rallying his monkey. Eric Ward says, Artie's so cheap, he'd ask a hooker for a senior discount. Landon says a sports lodge is going to be sticky tonight after Mike Trout's 2 home runs. That is how I feel about Rendon and Adele. I can't stand them, Steve Lee says. Also, the Angels are 2-0 since Ron Washington had that closed-door meeting. Hopefully, this is a sign of good things to come. And that's enough. I'm getting Vietnam flashbacks of Squid and Loop. Oscar says Rendon is the new Squid. Man, is he on another level, though. A high-priced Squid. Ooh, that's terrible, dude. I don't even like thinking of it. He gone. I wish he was gone.
How dare you?
No, he needs to go because that would make all fans go crazy. But, enough of me pumping up Roger or pumping up the Angels because Roger's going to do that. But just you don't call him a bootlicking houseman.
Call me a bootlicking houseman all you want. I don't give a damn.
Well, he doesn't give a damn. That's what it comes down to. But his show's just full of. That's what it comes down to. I pressed the wrong one. All right. So with that being said, if you guys want to call in, 714-598-3221, 714-598-3221. And this is, again, you have 90 seconds. So it's no longer you can just ramble on here. You got to come with it and bring it because that's all you get. Artie says 90-second phone calls only, no exceptions, unless he calls in himself. And then he we get this. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Todd.
What is going on, Big Hammer?
Holy fuck. I've got some great news.
Well, bring it, man. You got 90 seconds. Go.
Fuck. So my friends are in a surf contest. Hopefully tomorrow, my friend's going to win it. And then I'm going to go support my friends in a surf contest. And guess what? I got an April Fool's joke really quick.
Let's hear it.
I got laid last night.
That is pretty funny because I really want that to happen, but I have a feeling no, it didn't happen, right?
April Fool's.
Oh, that's terrible. I really thought you had something right there.
Yep. But other than that,
no! We suck again!
Or something, because my friend has a surprise for me at his house.
Time for you to check out what
Okay.
I want.
What's the surprise?
Balls and balls and
I don't know, hopefully like a shirt or something, like a Big 20 shirt or something.
A Big 20 shirt?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
We'll see.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
But Angels won, and hopefully we win the rest of the series, and hopefully Friday night we start off good with the Red Sox in town.
Yes, we got to beat the Red Sox, my man.
And I'm going to be watching it at a restaurant all night, and I'll be hopefully getting hammered after that.
You got it. All right, hey.
All right.
All right, Hammer.
And let's go, Angels! Woo!
All right, I think the fans think this.
No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not
a very good call. All right, next call, 714-598-3221. That's a great Jim Rome and his I don't like that call song. Hammer's got to come with better jokes. I mean, what the hell was that? That was a terrible setup. See, ain't no way Big Hammer is going to let everyone or go by the 90-second rule. Yes, sir. Artie needs to call in. We're waiting for Artie. I mean, if Artie's out there, I don't know if he's been drinking all day because they had that thing for the fans down at Anaheim Stadium, not the red carpet, but the special meal for the season ticket holders. And they were watching a watch party for the Marlins and the Angels. So I don't know. If he calls in, he calls in. He gets longer than 90 seconds, of course. But we'll see right here. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Todd, Big Jim calling. How you doing?
Jim, how you doing, my man?
Hey, just getting back from the Halo watch party. This is the first time that the Angels have ever put on an event like this for the season ticket holders. And I've got to say, it was done with a lot of class. Big had a lot of food out there and all the good stuff. A lot of the old-time players were there. Finley, Clyde Wright, Adam Kennedy, Trent Rush was doing a good job doing the pregame stuff. And then in between every single inning, your buddy Roger, he was coming up and giving away all the gifts. And the gifts that they were given, I got to say, the Angels stepped it up. It was all autographed baseballs, autographed bats from every one of the starting lineup people that they had. It was just a wonderful, wonderful event that they had today.
Do you think it was a little bit, makeup for last year?
No, what I think they wanted to do is they wanted to turn the page and say, hey, we've got Washington here now. We got a new crew here. Ohtani's gone. You season ticket holders, thank you for doing what you've done and sticking with us. And here's what we're going to do. So, I mean, it's something that I've never seen before, being a season ticket holder for over 10 years. And it was refreshing.
Well, that's good to hear, my man, because I know of season ticket holders the last couple of years have been pretty disappointed, you included, but to see that they went all out for you guys, it's much deserved. I mean, because you guys are the heart of the team at times, because win or lose, you guys are there. So and there's a lot of times where a lot of fans will be like, hey, I ain't gonna go, but you guys are committed, and you've been there for a long time. You've been you've been going to Angel Stadium since its inception, right?
Since 66 there. I was there at the very first game.
See, there you go. So, I mean, if anyone's hardcore, you are.
Well, now I've got to roll over on myself, Todd. You and me know this. When we were there, I saw Roger. He was sitting up there behind Clyde Wright, just hanging out and being nice. So I said to Roger, I said, hey, Roger, can I get a selfie with you? And he said, sure, come here. And he had to stand on his first rung of his bar chair so we could be eye level. And it was so funny. And I sent you the picture. You got it. And just the fellow people from Halos in the Infield, I was the roving reporter today, and I had to share.
Well, I appreciate all those pictures and everything. We're probably going to post those later from the event. But, yeah, you were boots on the ground for us for sure today, Jim. Appreciate it.
Well, listen, I don't want to take any more time and violate the 90-second rule, but I had to call in and say hi, and it was a wonderful, wonderful event today. Also, by the way, I was checking with one of the head ushers. Even though on your phone it says there's rain for Friday, the rain is only going to be in the morning. They're going to play through opening day on Friday night.
Sweet. Yeah, that would be nice, man, because I don't want to see a rain delay. We've already had enough rain this year.
Oh, no. Okay, Halos in the Infield, get there Friday night, opening night.
Yep, absolutely. We'll be there. All right, Jim, have a good night.
Okay, talk to you later, bud.
All right, we'll see you. All right, that's Jim checking in from the nice city, I believe, of Yorba Linda. And so there you go. And he's been a season ticket holder. You can't miss him. Big former sheriff over there in left field. It's the Halo Honk Line.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Just got back. Roger was going off a lot today about, and no is no negativity.
So you had to hear all his speeches, Landon?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So what was the highlight for you there? Was the crowd pretty upbeat once the Angels came back?
The crowd was going nuts every time. And the crowd was actually energized by the little baseball, the small ball we were playing this time around.
Yeah, right. It's a breath of fresh air to see them playing a lot better and playing fundamentally. So I like that. How was the atmosphere though when they were down 4-0? Was it pretty hopeless? Was people quiet or?
Yeah, and not compared to last year. Everyone still had hope.
Oh, okay. That's good, man.
Everyone was, no matter what, even for a hit, everyone just started cheering when we were down 4-0.
Okay. All right. That sounds good, man. Well, I mean, and how was the food again? Because I saw some of the pictures. What was your favorite thing there?
It was pretty. It was better than, not worth $14, but.
Well, that'll work, my man. But all right, man. Are you going to be there this Friday and Saturday for the opener, of course?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Yeah, and bring Papa Fox to a game.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring him. I'm gonna bring him for sure. So, all right, man. Well, it's good to talk to you, Landon. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
All right, later. All right, so there's Landon right there checking in. Let's see. Anna's been chiming in right here. She just mentioned the Astros starter Ronel Blanco just threw a no-hitter versus the Blue Jays. So the Astros, I believe, are off the schneid for the first time. So they get their first win. Oscar says, rain on my birthday. No. VT checks in with, oh, you're on YouTube. Yes, sir, I am. Let's see what else. Until someone else calls in, I'll just run through the scores real quick, and then we'll do a few more comments, and then we'll talk about tomorrow's game. The Red Sox right now are up 5-0 on the Athletics in the third inning up in Oakland. The Ohio Shitfucks are losing to the Mariners 4-2 in Seattle. The Yankees are trying to stay undefeated. They are playing the Diamondbacks. It's 2-0 in the third. The St. Louis Cardinals are up 4-0 on the Padres. The Dodgers are up on the Giants 1-0 at the Garbage Bowl. What is it? Trash collecting, landfill, latrine, you name it. It's a piece of shit stadium. Also, Atlanta wins in 8 innings, 9-0 over the White Sox. White Sox look really bad. The Cubs beat the Rockies 5-0. The Pirates remain undefeated. They beat the Nationals in Washington 8-4. The Orioles come from behind to beat the Royals 6-4. Your Angels beat the Marlins 7-4. The Reds defeat the Phillies 6-3. The Rangers, triple up the Rays 9-3. The Tigers are undefeated. They won't win 5-0 over the Mets, who are 0-4. That's got to make New York fans happy. And then the Astros get the first no-hitter of the year. They get their first win of the year. 10 runs, 12 hits, no errors to the Blue Jays, 2-3, 0-0-0. And that's kind of weird, man. I mean, the Blue Jays got one hell of a team, and they get no hits. So that's pretty crazy. But it is what it is, and there's that. Moving forward here, let's see. Let's talk about tomorrow's probable starters right now. For the Angels, it'll be Tyler Anderson. Hey, I remembered his name. Versus Miami. Tyler Anderson, let's look at what he did last year for us in the first year of a 3-year, $36 million contract. Not worth it, in my opinion, but he started 25 of 27 games, 6-6 record, 141 innings pitched. He had a sparkling ERA of 5.43 after he's like, you know what? I'm leaving the Dodgers and I'm going to double that ERA. So he went from 2.57 to get that payday, and then he came out and performed 5.43 ERA. He surrendered 20 home runs and 64 walks last year. Spectacular. And he gave up 146 hits in 141 innings, but like a few fans said, he had a very good spring. He's been working on things. Hopefully he's back to Dodger type caliber of pitching. We could use that. Luzardo coming off of already one start. He'll get his second start of the season. He's also a lefty. 2024 stats so far, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 2 runs allowed, 2 earned runs allowed, both his, 1 home run and 2 walks. He's got an ERA of 3.60, but he had 8 strikeouts in 5 innings against the Pirates, but he took a no decision. So there you have it for that. The Angels will go for game 2 in this series and look to go over 500 for the first time in quite some time. So a couple more comments right here. Hicks to the minors. Nathan says, well, if Hicks gets any kind of, movement, it's going to be to the free agent market because I don't think he has any kind of options, and he's a veteran, so that he's well past that. Rally Chris says, what was Papa Fox saying about this game? He's very optimistic. He still thinks the team sucks, but he thinks the Angels are getting a little bit better. And, despite losing the ex-girlfriend, who's, we shall not mention her name, is up in LA. It's kind of hard to get past that. But once you do, and you start focusing on the team, that we focus on the guys that are on the roster and not the ones that are on the free agent, blah, 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 blah. They still got to perform. And if they're performing, we can get past all the bad juju and all the stuff, from the past. But Big 20 says, are you going to the opener this weekend? Yes, sir, I am. I'll be there Friday and Saturday, not Sunday, but I will be there Friday and Saturday if you guys want to say hi. I might be in the clown outfit Saturday, maybe. I have to see because I do have a lot of family going to that game, and they might not want me to clown around. And I'm like, damn it, I want to clown around and give away free stuff. I've got 3 bags full of free stuff. I have a lot of shit to give away that, has accumulated from sponsors and other stuff, and I got to get rid of it. They're 3 big, almost garbage bags full of stuff. So if I don't do it this Saturday, it's going to be sometime here in April because I'm probably going to go to 4 or 5 games because of the giveaways, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens. Eric says, when Anderson pitches, Angels fans all tighten their sphincters in unison. They do. I know I clutch mine. But with that being said, I guess we don't have Artie. I sent the Artie bat signal out, and it did. I guess he didn't see it, or it's too early. There's too much sunlight. So maybe he can get in next telecast, next post game, which will be right after tomorrow evening's game for us. And then Wednesday's game is going to be a little late because obviously I'll be working. By the time I get off work, the game's about that game's gonna be at like at 10 o'clock. I think LA start, or 12 o'clock. It's gonna be super early. So I'm gonna probably get to that game around this time on Wednesday. So just keep a note about that if you guys are wanting to follow along and check up on the Halos in the Infield podcast post game. And then we'll have another podcast. And again, if you guys are seeing this for the first time, this is what we do after every baseball game. And then we also have podcasts that will talk about every game, the previous ones, and then moving forward. We got those on the daily on our network, which is YouTube Believe Network, which is right there, BLEAV. Just type that in. You can find Halos in the Infield podcast, or you can follow us on wherever you listen to podcasts, and you can find us on the daily. We're better than the other guys. Come on. You got to give us a shot. We're real fans, and we have different takes. It's not just me. And I believe Fernando's doing a show tonight. So he'll have one out tomorrow morning, recapping what happened in this Miami game and other stuff, breaking news and whatnot. So with that being said, Demetrio says, late check-in. What's up, Vato Locos? And then just can't stand those LA Smurfs. I can't either, Alfonso. And then Eric is talking about Artie. I'm sure he's drunk. Drunk is his middle name. It's Arturo Drunk Moreno. So with all that, I bid you guys farewell and gals, and it was fun. Appreciate the time tonight. We will be back on tomorrow, like I said, and go Angels. Talk to you tomorrow.